Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in on the day after Christmas. My name is Anaris, and I'm here with a 1 vs 1 Starcraft 2 commentary featuring REQtheognis spawning as the Terran over in the 8 o'clock position. His opponent, none other than IdrA, spawning as the Red Zerg over in the 2 o'clock position. The map is Metalopolis. I'm sure you all are very familiar with this map, probably more familiar than I am with the English language apparently. And I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday season. Well, I think that's the first good luck I've ever seen from IdrA. Completely side note, but that's awesome. So anyways, I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday, as mine was pretty darn busy. I'm actually still busy, but not with holiday stuff. I am going through today, pretty much all day today, and looking through to make sure that all of the contest entries are eligible. You know, I had to make sure you're both subscribed to myself and the game station. So I knew I was going to have to do that before I announced the contest, but still, it's a lot of busy work checking through all those accounts. So this is your last chance today. I'm going to announce it at the end of the day, who is going to win that $60 Visa gift card. So make sure you keep an eye on this channel later on this evening for the announcement video. Alright, so here we are in the game where we just had an extractor go down for IdrA at around 14 supply, then followed by a spawning pool. Now, the timing of these two buildings means that IdrA will not have enough gas right off the bat to be able to get the speedling upgrade, so we're probably not going to see that. May see roaches, he certainly is a big fan of them, or he may just do an expansion. I do not know, we'll have to see, as he is sending out his first drone right now to scout around. His overlord, of course, went to the closest position from his base to scout, which is right there. Unfortunately for him, that is nowhere near his opponent, who right now does already have his geyser claimed, and command center is morphing or building into an orbital command. I swear, I keep saying morphing. I don't know why. I think Transformers or something. I don't know. But anyways, we see he is actually walled off here. A very common strategy again when you're fighting against a Zerg opponent, because it helps out. Oh, I probably should have had that Marine spawn up here. But actually, it's a good thing, because he will be able to kill this drone here with a nice little micro rather. Good stuff. So good call there by Ognis, as he does have his SCV up here scouting, seeing what is going on. Which right now you see there aren't any drones on the geyser there. He did get 108 gas, and now he is running away with the SCV. But note the fact that there is a drone heading out here, and I don't think that drone actually saw that SCV. Looking at, he did not have it selected. Will he see this expansion? Yes, he does see that expansion just before heading out. So that expansion went down, and now we have the speedling upgrade on the way. So just a little bit of change up of build order there, but definitely going to be very interesting indeed. That Zergling speed upgrade will allow IdrA to keep some pressure on his opponent, which you can see right here. He has lifted off the barracks, put it over here, and also has dropped a factory down. So we might actually see a little bit of Hellion harassment, as there is an expansion, or a command center rather, being built at the top of the ramp here. Probably see that turned into an orbital command and floated over here, or maybe he might decide to go here, but I don't think that would be the case. Expansion over here for IdrA about 60% complete, as Zergling speed is about 50% done as well. Now, he has scouted out his opponent. You see, he did have that one Zergling there. So, he is continuing to get the Zergling speed upgrade. I don't think it's really going to be used so much for offensive purposes now, especially at this point in the game, because he knows that that factory was there when he brought that Zergling up there to the top of the ramp. He did see that factory, so he has to be expecting Hellions. Right now, though, however, he is continuing to build up his economy. You see, he is focusing on just getting a couple Zerglings right now, but he has been building a lot of drones, as he has just transferred a good bunch of them right over there. Just taking a quick look through the tabs here, we can see the APM. You can see that for yourself on the screen there, 156 to 206. And also production tab, to have a lair finally on the way at around the 550 mark. Finally claiming his second geyser there, so we can expect to see what tech choice he's going to go with relatively soon, as he has not claimed either of these geysers. He's just focusing solely on minerals right now, which is probably the best decision. Any tech he could get right at this moment, if he needed to get any army-based units, would probably be fairly low on gas. Now here come the 4 Hellions coming out of the base right now, as the factory did have a reactor attached to it. So these came out relatively quickly. They're going to be heading up toward the Zerg base right now, where they will meet. Oh no, this is not going to be good. All the Zerglings. Oh, that was just painful to watch. Oh man, poor IdrA lost all of those Zerglings. except for one guy who's going to live and come up here and tell the Queen to tail. Now notice he is doing a good job of bringing all these drones back up to his main base and keeping these two queens right next to each other. This will actually deter most of the damage that can be done from this attack, because you see how he's keeping them right next to the ramp right there, making sure the Hellions don't run up the ramp to where the rest of the drones are. Very good play right there. He is soaking a lot of damage from the Hellions, though, but he knows it's not that big of a deal. Oh, man, but look at that right there. Zerglings are going to come in and try to swarm around the Hellions. There's some nice micro there. Hellions are cutting away. Did kill a number of Zerglings, but still, the Queen is now less than 50% health. And now IdrA is actually bringing... Oh, but look at that one nice little flame. Kind of tapped on the drone there for a second. But he is still continuing to cut away. A little bit of micro there with the Hellions. Very good kiting. Oh, that was not good to get in that position, though. Oh, man. Well, this one will probably be killed relatively quickly here. Yep, there it goes. Nice little swarm from the Zerglings. Let's take a look up here and see what's happened while that has taken place. Ognis has used this opportunity to land his orbital command, starting throwing down his geysers as well, so we may see him try to do a focus on some of the higher tech units here. We see he is producing siege tanks. Siege tech is on the way, as he is producing a bunch of marines. He's got 3 barracks right now, only 1 tech lab, nothing being researched on it just yet. But I do want to note that he, like I said, he is still continuing Marines, but he is supply blocked. Not a good thing to be in. There we go, right there. 2 supply depots have gone down, as IdrA over here has thrown down 1 spine crawler. This will aid in deterring any more Hellion harassment, although I don't think we're going to see any more at this point in the game. I'm fairly sure the Terran player does know that that's not really going to be an effective tactic at this point. IdrA getting a Spire. Now this is kind of an interesting choice, because right now you look at the Terran player, he's got a boatload of Marines, and he also got 2 engineering bays. One of them is already upgrading weapons 1. Probably expect to see armor 1 here fairly soon. But there is a bunker here as well. So anyways, yeah, the Terran player is definitely able to handle some Mutalisks. So we'll just have to see when or if the IdrA macro really kicks in here, and he may decide to push the Mutas through the Marine play, or he may decide to switch it up. I don't know. We'll have to see as the game progresses here, as we get past the 10-minute mark, as we have the first Mutas actually coming out here for IdrA. Now look at that. That's actually a good bunch of Mutas coming over here. Got 8 of them on the way back to the... looks like they're going to go into the back of the mineral line here, and there is 1 Marine that will see it. Oh no, the Marine's actually patrolling back. Now he's here, as the Terran player actually has all of his Marines hanging out at the base of the ramp, with 1 siege tank going to funnel in the units just a little bit there. Good call with the SCVs. First of all, putting that missile turret there in the mineral line. Second, by getting around and repairing it, as that is just not enough Mutas to really be able to deal with this force at this point in time. This reactor is burning down, but the SCV is going to come over to repair it, and you can already see that he does have it queued up to go right back to mining minerals when it is completed. Looking over here at IdrA's base, I do want to point out he does have a Baneling nest now. That'll help out with the Marines a good bit if used properly. Of course, that would require some decent micro. However, this is IdrA we're talking about here, so we're probably not going to expect anything silly, or not silly, but poorly microed, rather. Now this is an interesting switch here. You notice he's getting a second reactor for his barracks. He's really going to be pumping out these Marines here to deal with the Mutalisk harassment, and he is also continuing to push out the siege tanks. Those will be instrumental in blocking off the Banelings if used properly. We'll just have to see if that is actually the case, though, as the Marines are once again chasing him, this time at the low ground. He does in turn to possibly make a push here in the near future. Certainly does have the siege tanks for it, as well as the Marines. IdrA over here does have a lot of Banelings morphing in. Look at that right there. He's got 16 Banelings, and the Terran player has scouted it, so he knows exactly what's going on as the Mutas are coming in from the rear. Going to try to knock out one of the siege tanks. Almost got it, but the Marines were shifted over very quickly. Good move there by the Ognis here. As we look over in this base once more, we can see just a quick overview of what's going on. See in the minimap that IdrA is shifting positions while the Terran player gets ready to make a play at the expansion. Down here, IdrA already having spread his creep a good bit. Oh man, there are the Banelings hanging out just out of range of the Marines for the vision. Oh, but look at this, the Mutalisks are coming in and knocking off some of the Marines, picking them off right there. That's a very good idea. Now, the reason that Ognis had his Marines spread out like that is because he did not want, he did not want to lose all of his Marines to 1 Baneling run-in, which here comes the Zerglings and the Banelings right there. Banelings moving in. Oh man, what's going to happen here? Oh, a bunch of them actually got 1 to the siege tank. That's, oh man, well, I'll tell you what, this attack is defeated nonetheless. He probably could have gotten away with not using quite as many Banelings to take out those forces, as he did a fantastic job of just picking off the Marines with his Mutalisks. 2 or 3 at a time, those Marines really aren't that dangerous. But I do want to point out, look at that, Weapons 2 and Armor 2 are on the way from the Marines, so Ognis is really going to be looking to push this here as he brings his forces back into his main base, expecting another attack fairly soon. Now, this is a good thing to be doing right now, because you see there are a bunch of Mutalisks hanging out just beneath the Terran base. May try to make another play at the mineral line, I do not know, but the Marines are certainly in a decent position to react. Oh man, is this turret going to go down? I think it will. It looks like it does go down, but not before. I think 1 Muta was killed there, and now the Terran player is continuing to react by bringing his Marines over here, and once again IdrA heading away. Now he is continuing to produce the Mutalisks here. Now he's really going to have to get his economy going a little bit more if he wants to just press these Mutalisks through this Marine play. Of course, the Marines are able to chew through the Mutalisks very quickly. If you look at the upgrades right now, he's got 1 attack, 0 armor. So as these Marines get upgraded more and more, it is going to be a force to be reckoned with, certainly. As meanwhile, here the Ognis is expanding up here to meet the expansion for IdrA. Oh man, almost had a little bit of Muta play there, but he pulled out at the last second, that's what she said, and is also expanding up here as well. So good call on that. Also, good call on keeping the creep there. Going to make sure the Terran player does not expand over here. So basically, IdrA's just kind of keeping him not quite contained, but he's keeping him more contained than IdrA is. I guess I'll put it that way. As we have an expansion going on over here as well. And this is where we're really starting to see the macro kick into play here, as he is getting ready to do another attack, maybe on the mineral line. But there are 3 turrets now, 4th one up here, and still a ton of SCVs that can repair it. Although I don't think that's going to be the case with this turret, as one of them already does go down. And IdrA is going to make a play at the geyser here, try to cut the Terran gas. That'll definitely be a good thing. As you can see, he is continuing to produce medevacs. However, is once again supply blocked. Oh man, he looks like he'll be supply blocked for a little while too. As we see the supply depots being built down there. 1 Muta was left to take out one of the supply depots. As we look at the Terran forces over here, moving onto the creep right now, stemming up. Oh, but here comes the Zerglings, and the Baneling's gonna have. Oh, what's gonna happen? Oh well, I guess that wasn't. That was iffy. It was good play by the Terran player. Sorry, I just get really excited. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with the Banelings there. And the siege tanks actually absorbed most of it, but now the Marines are just so few in number, they're not going to be able to handle the Muta play here. This is, oh man, I'm sure that Terran player is not happy about that at all. Losing all of those resources, as well as the medevac here. Will it make it out? I think it will probably die here. Oh man, it looks like it made it out at the last second, but not at the, oh well, I guess those Marines were sacrificed to get the medevac out. Probably not the best idea, but I'm thinking that was probably just a rally point for those Marines and a little bit of a accident there. Looking at IdrA, you can see he is transferring a bunch of drones likely down to this expansion here. Already has a good number of them right there. Let's actually look at the income for just a second. We can see that it is 82 harvesters to 70, and of course the mules are keeping the Terran player above IdrA in terms of mineral income, but still sitting pretty good on the gas for IdrA. He definitely needs that if he wants to continue with the Muta play. Now look at all these spine crawlers going down here, man. This is actually a pretty good idea. It gives him enough of a defense here for basically just to give him enough time to react. Which, that expansion, it's a good ways away from his main base. Good ways out of the way there. As it looks like he's keeping most of his forces just rallied right to this point. As we see this expansion is still sitting pretty darn good. Oh, but an SCV is going to come up here and scout this, but oh, it died super quick. That's okay, SCV. You still did your job, and we love you for that. This expansion actually getting some defenses as well. Let's look up at the Terran base real quick here. We can see he is continuing to press out the siege tanks and also has weapons 3 and armor 3 on the way. Very good idea to keep going with these Marines, but you know, IdrA is really just pressing this Muta attack, man. It's not even harassment at this point, it's just full-on Mutas that he's really trying to take advantage of their mobility and just do loops around the Marines pretty much, which you can see that the Ognis is going to come up here with the siege tanks to be able to take out some of these spine crawlers, but he's also sending the Marines in here to take a ton of extra damage and leaving these siege tanks completely undefended. IdrA is going to look to take advantage of that, moving in here. There goes one siege tank right there. Marines are simming, trying to come back in. Second and third siege tank are gone. That assault is stalled, but not over. I'll say it was over for a second there, but still a ton of Marines, and IdrA really doesn't have a solid way to deal with that without losing a number of his own forces. So he is actually counterattacking with a nice bunch of Zerglings, and here comes a bunch of Banelings there as well. Good surround on the Marines, no longer a threat at all. Good positioning on the siege tank there, even though it was just there to because it just spawned, but still going to keep a lot of those Zerglings from attacking it, as the Banelings are just waiting around here for the Marines. Oh, but here comes right here. This will be a huge fight. If these Banelings are able to get in here and do a bunch of damage, it'll be devastating to the Terran player. But look at that nice split right there. A couple Banelings are pulling off as the Marines take out all of the Banelings. Oh my god, that is insane. I cannot believe how many Banelings just died without having all those Marines just explode. That's crazy. IdrA is running away here with his Mutalisks, and I guess he had Marines to counter to Banelings apparently. But yeah, that was insane. Nice. It was a nice stemming there and a nice split from the Terran player, and it pulled a couple Banelings off, but still good spread on that. Only ended up losing a few. As we look at the production tab here, we can see he does have the Air 2 on the way, attacks, and also has Weapons 1, I think, for the melee. Yep. Oh, no, that is not a good place for those dropships to be, as they explode all over the ground below. Got an SCV over here scouting out, just caught the expansion. Wasn't really a whole lot he could do about it, though, as the Terran player is trying to hold on to this expansion. He does have a Thor now, so we can expect to see a little bit of spreading out of the Mutas by IdrA, who is continuing to do harassment up here at the main base. Here come a couple Marines, but really not a lot of them. A few more are running in. But look at the amount of Mutalisks he has right now, man. He can certainly deal with this Marine Marine defense, rather. And yeah, he's pretty much in a solid position to continue this attack. Terran player doing a good thing, keeping his forces away while he waits for reinforcements. A little bit of a funky stem there. He stemmed up and then just kind of set his forces on the edge, probably keeping them on the edge of IdrA's vision in order to make him think there was more than there are really there. That's something you do see from time to time, a very good psychological play indeed. Meanwhile, IdrA is continuing to bolster his Mutalisk forces while taking the high-yield expansion. We can look at the income tab and once more, and we can see it's really starting to show off for the Ognis here, having this expansion pretty darn well secured. He's got the planetary fortress and everything. Oh, but here comes more Mutalisks in the Terran base, knocking out the tech lab, preventing the building of more Thors. As all of those turrets do go down, Terran player really trying to get some air defense, but IdrA is shoving these Mutas down the Terran player's throat. Oh my god, as the medevacs are going to be going down as well. There it goes, the starport, as the Mutas run headlong into the Marines, and that is not going to happen there. IdrA once again pulling out. Smart move there, as more turrets are being built. This is like turret command right here. Just turret centrals all over the place. Centrals, because, you know, it's plural. Anyways, for IdrA, let's look at his base real quick here. We can see he's got two evolution chambers sitting in there. Oh wait, we got more Muta harassment at the high yield expansion, taking out both of those turrets. Will he get the mules though? I don't know. The SCVs are running away, actually trying to hide in the refinery apparently, but mules are learning the hard way. They just simply do not fit, as the Marines are once again responding here to the mineral line. Now, I do like how IdrA has spread his creep all over pretty much this third of the map. So he is able to respond very quickly. Terran player isn't really doing a whole lot about it either. I don't think he can see this. No, he couldn't see that. I thought it was a bit too far away. Indeed, it is, but he has thrown down a couple sensor towers. I do want to point that out in his main base. You can see the circles in the minimap in the top left, so he will know just a couple seconds ahead of time when the Muta harassment is going to be coming into play here. And that sensor tower will guard the majority of his buildings. Only a couple of them are out of the range. But, I mean, really, it's not really essential to what he's trying to do at this point anyways, which is produce the Thors. Oh, man, more Mutalisk harassment in the mineral line. That is killer for the Terran player. You can see how this affects him in the income tab now. IdrA is really starting to look like he has the income advantage, sitting about 1,600 to 1,100. And also the gas. I'll tell you what, man, it's looking pretty darn good, as they are now even. Once again, we have another play here by the Terran player coming down here to the high yield expansion. Will he be able to get this? I do not know. It all depends on the positioning of the units and what the Banelings hit. I do want to point out that IdrA is moving up to the top of the ramp here with all of his Banelings, where the Marines are way out of the range of the rest. Oh my god, that is going to be huge. But no, he's running past them and sending them to attack the Thor, and also a couple of them right here, but not using a majority of them on the Marines. that were at the top of the ramp, though. So very good play by IdrA, shoving those banelings right into Ognis' main army and taking out a good number of the siege units, which you can see are still hanging out at the bottom of the ramp there, as the Terran player actually moves up with his 3 Thors. Of course, the Thors are able to do a lot of splash damage, and so far IdrA is continuing to do harassment pretty much wherever the Terran player is not. He is actually also keeping his Mutalisks nice and spread out. Very good idea, but look at what's popping right here. Well, nice little party favors coming in here from IdrA. Finally going to be able to stick it to the Terran player and take out these Marines. There's certainly not anything here at this point that can deal with the Broodlords. If you look at the army composition right now, we can see that the army value, rather. Apparently I cannot talk this morning either. It's certainly looking a lot worse for the Terran player as he moves in with a ton of Marines against Broodlords. This is not what you want to have to counter. Oh my god, this is just a slaughter at this point, as apparently it's laggy. I don't really know at this point if that's going to be a huge deal, but oh, well, thanks for that, IdrA. You're Terran. Shut up. That's certainly respectful. Nice there, but at this point, that's pretty much what we've come to expect. Now, the Terran player is still producing the infantry here. That's really all he can do at this point, because, I mean, if you look at the money right now for him, look at him. He's riding on next to empty, as he's trying to produce as many Marines as he can, but the Broodlords are over here, and, I mean, it's over for this expansion. There's nothing that can be done about it. The Broodlords are hanging out in the kind of the empty space of the map right there, and the Terran player does have a bunch of Marines hanging out here on the edge, but like I said, he is in a lot of trouble right now. He is trying to build up this expansion right here. Has a couple mules and a bunch of SCVs as well. This expansion looking to be just about mined out, but oh man, here comes the play right here. Broodlord's taking out some of the Marines. As you can see, actually the red is retreating on the minimap there. IdrA may be waiting to get in a little bit more of a defensive position. He is picking off units still with the Broodlords. 1 Thor here coming out to play, but it is not going to be enough. While the Zerglings do move in here, trying to get a good surround on the Marines. Nice little micro cutting by the Marines, but it is just not enough. Look at that slaughter, man. That is just not even fair. IdrA is just mopping up Metalopolis here today with the Broodlord, Zerglings, and Muta. I'm really surprised he went with the Muta for as long as he did, but really he made it work super well. He out-macroed his opponent, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. He just way out-macroed the Terran player. And the Marines, you know, they're very effective against the Mutalisks, but when you've got so many of them, you know, this is what happens. You just can't hold up to it. And IdrA finally transitioned into Broodlords. You can see he has a good number of them. There's the GG from the Ognis. However, it's not being responded to, so certainly not to be expected or not surprised at all by that. But that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you did enjoy it here on Sunday morning. I hope you had a fantastic holiday season. I will try to get some more games up here ASAP. And remember to check back on my channel later tonight for the announcement to see who's going to win the $60 Visa gift card. It's your last chance, man. I'm literally checking through the list right now. Or not right now, but, you know, I was going to do that whole naughty or nice reference crap. But anyways, yeah, so make sure you post, because this is your last opportunity to get the $60 Visa gift card. Okay, I'm out. Happy holidays.